paddle shifters might be fast, but a computer click will never replace the weight of a clutch pedal or the satisfaction of rolling your own gears. Today we are counting down the 10 greatest manual transmission cars ever engineered. From daily driver benchmarks all the way to an 1800 horsepower hypercar king. Before we start, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and comment right now with your ultimate favorite manual car of all time. Let's jump straight into it. Number 10. Honda Civic Type R FL5. Starting off our countdown at number 10 is the ultimate benchmark for modern front-wheel drive engineering, the Honda Civic Type R FL5. While multi-million-dollar hypercar manufacturers completely abandoned stick shifts in pursuit of split-second lap records, Honda quietly perfected the daily driver manual transmission. The FL5 doesn't rely on exotic materials or 1,000-horsepower engines to make this list. Instead, it earns its spot through pure mechanical execution. Under the bonnet lies a turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 engine, producing 315 horsepower and 420 Nm of torque. But the real magic happens at your hand. Honda engineered this transmission with an ultra-rigid shift lever structure and a heavily optimized shift pattern. The short throw mechanism moves with zero slop, dropping into each gear with the crisp, satisfying click of a bolt-action rifle. Paired with a lightweight flywheel and factory rev matching system that can be completely disabled for pure heel toe operation, the FL5 proves that you don't need $1 million budget to experience world-class shifter engagement. It is a masterclass in modern manual engineering. Number 9. Mazda RX-7 FD3S. Coming in at number 9 is one of the most iconic Japanese sports cars ever created, the legendary Mazda RX-7 FD3S. What makes the manual transmission in the FD RX-7 so special isn't just the gear level itself, it comes down to basic chassis architecture. Because Mazda engineered the 13B twin turbocharged rotary engine to sit extremely low and far back behind the front axle line, the 5-speed manual transmission sits directly beneath the driver's hand. There are no long sloppy remote linkages or cable setups connecting your shifter to the gearbox. The shift lever mounts directly into the top housing of the transmission itself. Every movement of your wrist directly actuates the internal selector forks. The throw is extremely short, heavy, and undeniably mechanical. When you pair that rifle bolt gear selection with the high revving 1.3-liter rotary engine screaming all the way to an 8,000 RPM redline, the FD RX-7 offers an analog sensory experience that modern cars simply cannot replicate. It is raw, direct, and completely connected to the tarmac. Number 8. BMW M2 G87. At number 8 we have one of the very last traditional European rear-wheel drive sports cars left on planet Earth, the BMW M2 G87. In an era European performance brands had completely shifted to torque converter automatics and dual clutch setups, BMW made a bold statement by keeping a true 6-speed manual option alive for the die-hard enthusiast community. The heart of this machine is a monster S58 3-liter twin turbocharged inline-6 engine, pumping up 453 horsepower and 550 Nm of torque, strictly to the rear wheels. Managing that amount of turbocharged torque through a physical clutch pedal requires serious concentration. The shifter action in the M2 carries that classic substantial BMW weight. Every gear entry feels thick and mechanical, purpose-built to handle massive force. BMW incorporated a defeatable auto-rev match feature, giving you the safety net of computer precision when attacking track laps, or the total freedom to execute perfect manual heel-toe downshifts on B roads. The G87 M2 stands tall as a modern sanctuary for sports car purists. Number 7. Shelby Mustang GT3 50R. Taking the number 7 spot is pure and filtered American muscle, the Shelby Mustang GT3 50R. This car is built around one of the greatest internal combustion engines ever manufactured in North America, the 5.2-litre naturally aspirated Voodoo V8, featuring a flat plain crankshaft design. This engine pushes out 526 horsepower and 582 Newton meters of torque, while screaming all the way to a dizzying 8,250 RPM redline. To handle the violent vibrations and massive power band of an 8,200 RPM V8, Ford didn't install an automated gearbox. They bolted a heavy-duty Tremec TR-3160 6-speed manual right behind the engine block. The shift thrower in the GT3 50R isn't delicate or soft. It is physical, heavy, and requires real physical intent from the driver. You have to physically drive this car. Dumping the clutch near the 8,250 RPM mark, while the flat-pane V8 housed with its active exhaust system, is an overwhelming mechanical sensory overload. It's noisy, it's aggressive, and it represents the absolute peak of naturally aspirated manual muscle cars. Number 6. Porsche Carrera GT. At number 6, we move into the realm of truly uncompromising hypercar royalty, the Porsche Carrera GT. Everything about the Carrera GT's manual transmission setup was pulled directly from Porsche's motorsport engineering division. Sitting front and center in the carbon fiber cabin is an iconic handcrafted beechwood shift knob. Designed as a direct homage to the Porsche 917 Le Mans race cars, the wood material was chosen specifically because it is lighter than aluminium and does not transfer heat to the driver's hand. That wooden lever operates a precise 6-speed manual gearbox connected to a mid-mounted 5.7-litre naturally aspirated V10 engine, delivering 603 screaming horsepower and 590 Newton meters of torque to the rear wheels. But what makes the Carrera GT world famous and notoriously challenging is its clutch mechanism. It uses a dry twin-plate carbon ceramic clutch system. The assembly is ridiculously small and lightweight, meaning the engine has virtually zero rotational inertia. The revs rise and fall instantly like a Formula 1 car. Stalling it is easy. Master control is legendary. It is unforgiving, direct, and one of the most analog hypercars ever built. Number 5. Lamborghini Murciélago LP640. F5 is the final breath of a legendary era, the Lamborghini Murciélago LP640. This machine represents the last time a V12-gated manual supercar ever rolled out of the factory gates in Sant'Agata Bolognese. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Positioned behind the driver is a massive 6.5-litre naturally aspirated V12 engine, delivering 632 screaming horsepower and 660 Nm of torque through a permanent oil drive system. Handling that massive V12 is a classic open metal gate shifter. Resting in the center console is a polished chrome lever sticking out of a slotted steel template. Moving the shifter through the gears rewards the driver with an unmistakable tactile and acoustic feedback. A heavy metal clack-clack sound every time a gear locks into place. Unlike modern automatic Lamborghinis that shift with smooth electric solenoids, driving a manual LP640 requires real physical force. You feel the weight of the mechanical linkages moving through the transmission tunnel. It is dramatic, intimidating, violent, and represents the absolute peak of old-school supercars. Number 4. Gordon Murray Automotive T.50. Taking the number 4 spot is pure uncompromised engineering perfection, the Gordon Murray Automotive T50. Designed by Gordon Murray, the legendary engineer behind the McLaren F1, the T50 was built with one single goal, to create the ultimate analog driver's car. At the heart of the T50 is a bespoke 3.9-litre naturally aspirated Cosworth V12 engine, delivering 663 horsepower and 467 Nm of torque, while revving faster than any road car engine in history. Picketing from Idaho's insane 12,100 RPM red line in just 0.3 seconds. To match an engine of that caliber, Gordon Murray refused to use a heavy dual-clutch transmission. Instead, he partnered with Extractor to build a custom 6-speed manual gearbox that weighs just 82 kilograms, making it the lightest supercar transmission on Earth. Gordon Murray personally engineered every single millimeter of the gearshift mechanism, measuring lever resistance, crossgate spring tension, and throw length to deliver the crispest, most tactile gear selection in automotive history. Every gear change is an absolute masterclass in mechanical feedback. Number 3. Porsche 911 GT3 RS 997.2. Stepping onto the podium at number 3 is the absolute high watermark for modern analog track cars, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 997.2. Under the rear engine cover sits the ultimate evolution of the legendary Metzger engine, a 3.8-litre naturally aspirated flat 6, producing 450 horsepower and 430 Nm of torque at 8,500 RPM. This was the final GT3 RS model Porsche ever built with a manual transmission, before transitioning to dual-clutch PDK gearboxes for the 991 generation. The 6-speed short-throw transmission in the 997.2 RS is legendary among racing driver circles. Fitted with a lightweight single-mass flywheel, engine revs drop instantly when you depress the clutch pedal, requiring lightning-fast footwork and precise blips of the throttle to rev match downshifts clearly. When you combine that short-throw shifter with hydraulic power steering, a stiffened clutch, and the raw mechanical roar of the Mexico Flat 6 echoing behind your head. The 997.2 GT3 RS delivers a level of feedback and drive rewards that modern supercars simply cannot touch. It is widely regarded as Porsche's ultimate manual achievement. Number 2. Pagani Utopia. At number 2 we have functional automotive artwork brought to life, the Pagani Utopia. When Horatio Pagani sat down with his most loyal clients to ask what they wanted in his next hypercar, they gave him a simple, direct request. They didn't want hybrid systems, and they didn't want paddle shifters, they wanted a stick shift. Pagani responded by spending years developing a bespoke 7-speed manual transmission, built in collaboration with X-Track, as to manage the staggering force of a 6-litre twin-turbocharged AMG V12 engine, delivering 864 horsepower and an earth-shattering 1,100 Nm of torque, strictly to the rear wheels. But the crown jewel of the Utopia is the shift mechanism itself. Resting in the center console is the fully exposed gear linkage constructed from CNC machined aluminium and titanium. Every joint, spring, lever and linkage is completely visible, allowing you to watch the mechanical artwork interact every time you select a gear. It is a stunning fusion of extreme hypercar performance and horological mechanical design. Number 1. Hennessey Venom F5-M Roadster. And finally, claiming the number 1 spot on the list is the most powerful manual production road car in human history, the Hennessey Venom F5-M Roadster. Hennessey took their legendary 6.6-litre twin-turbocharged Fury V8 engine, which punches out a staggering 1,817 horsepower and 1,617 Nm of torque, and did something completely insane. They ripped out their automated transmission and mated that massive V8 to a custom-built aluminium gated 6-speed manual transmission. Think about those numbers for a second. Nearly 2,000 horsepower, routed through 3 physical pedals and a manual gear stick. There are no front drive shafts, no complex all-wheel drive systems, and no electronic safety net to save you. Just 1,800 horsepower going straight to the massive rear tyres. The interior features a custom machined aluminium gate with a solid aluminium shift knob, topped with an American flag. Shifting gears in the F5-M requires total focus, mechanical respect and absolute bravery. It is an exercise in pure mechanical audacity, standing tall as the absolute king of manual transmission cars.
Venom F5-M, this is the manual gearbox version of the M5. It's lovely to see some manufacturers still developing and embracing the manual gearbox. Top speed of this car, Harry. Are you sitting down? Yes you are, because I can see you, but 311 miles an hour.
That is my ranking of the 10 greatest manual transmission cars ever engineered. From high-revving analog legends to an 1,800 horsepower hypercar monster, nothing compares to the feeling of 3 pedals and a physical gear stick. If you love this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload, and comment down below right now with your favourite manual car of all time. This is Revlord, where we roar with authority. Thanks for watching, and and I'll see you in the next one.